Right now at 6 Holiday Lanes in Pittsburgh kicks off its annual bowling tournament.
And it's Monday, it's Partial Eclipse Monday. We're going to talk about what we're looking at for the eclipse this afternoon and how the rest of the day is shaping up coming up.
Us Webb City High School performs the day the internet died at the new Cardinal Theater.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. It's Monday here in the 4 states, but what makes this Monday great is it is our partial eclipse. We've been counting down to this, and it is here this afternoon.
Exciting. I'm excited.
It's going to be very exciting. We're going to be live for our new newscast downtown Joplin at the Creative Learning Alliance, and that's in the old public library. And just also a heads up for drivers, Main Street will be closed for this between 3rd and 4th Street, so be aware of that.
Absolutely,
but
yes.
Going to be a lot of fun, even though it's going to be cloudy, still a lot of great activities going on, and we'll still notice it get darker. It just won't be as noticeable as we'd like it to be. Let's take a quick look outside first. We're sitting at 42 in Pittsburgh, 45 in Joplin. Temperatures around the region, again, hanging out for the most part in the 40s, a little cooler in some spots. Jay, Iola, both into the upper 30s, as well as Miami. But again, something I mentioned, I saw this pop up in the memories where Doug, I think it was a couple of years ago, first week of April, we had snow. So it could be a lot worse out there. In terms of the eclipse, so we know the path of totality, of course, is off to our south and east. And even down there going to be some cloud cover in parts of Arkansas for folks who maybe were trying to stay a little closer to home. Parts of Arkansas and even in southwest Missouri, or southeastern Missouri, rather. Here in our area, we are expecting 95% coverage out there. The eclipse beginning at 12:34, reaching that maximum at 1:52 this afternoon. So we'll still be getting some light out there. It won't be completely dark. With the cloud cover, of course, that'll make it feel a little darker out there, but still not as dark, of course, as if you're in totality. Now, one quick reminder, though, is despite the clouds, you still need to use those eclipse glasses because the clouds will not protect you from the light that's still going to seep through out there from the eclipse. And it will come to a close at 3:10 this afternoon. And again, unfortunately, we are looking at mostly cloudy skies across the area. Maybe some clearing here and there along the path of totality, but still partly to mostly cloudy skies down there as well. Kids getting on the bus this morning, 46, partly cloudy, southeast breeze at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. By this afternoon, we're going to be mostly cloudy, southwest breeze 5 to 15, occasional gusts up there at 25. We'll be sitting about 72. We are looking at highs today, mid-upper 70s, so at least it will be warm out there, but it will otherwise be mostly cloudy. That is ahead of incoming shower chances tonight, tomorrow, and into our Wednesday. We'll look at all that in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, see you soon. Kansas lawmakers yesterday passed a bill to cut taxes for residents, but it might not make it all the way to becoming a law. The House and Senate passed the bill, which would cut taxes by more than $1.5 billion over the next 3 years. However, Governor Laura Kelly has indicated she will veto the measure, and it's not clear if lawmakers have the votes to override the veto. The main point of contention is a change to the tax bracket system. The state currently has 3. This bill would reduce it to 1. Both the House and Senate would need a 2/3 majority to override a possible veto. An Oklahoma nonprofit last week broke ground on its largest affordable housing project. The Central Oklahoma Habitat for Humanity is behind the Oklahoma City project. The neighborhood of Cornerstone Creek will be the site of more than 400 affordable homes, giving many Oklahomans a place to put down roots. The site includes 160 acres that will transform into the homes throughout the next 8 years. The nonprofit plans to build 2- and 3-bedroom homes that are energy efficient and will cost around $165,000. To be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Webb City High School Sunday performed the day the internet died for the community. The comedy demonstrates what would happen in today's world if the internet died. A synopsis of the show says it embodies how much present-day culture relies on the internet when it comes to shopping, communication, and social media. The show, which is described as a comedy, was written by Ian McWethy and Jason Pizzarello.
I want them to contemplate how much do they use the internet? How much time do they spend stuck on that screen compared to talking with their spouse, with their children, with community members, with the church members, whoever they come in contact with.
Sunday's performance was at the Cardinal Theater. Holiday Lanes in Pittsburgh kicked off its annual four-state tournament this weekend. The tournament categories include singles, doubles, and teams with more than 200 participants. Event organizers say this tournament gives people of all ages a chance to play the sport.
We get to see a lot of our tournament bowlers only once or twice a year, and we've been seeing a lot of these folks for many, many years. I've got people that have been playing it longer than I've been around, and I've been doing it for 29 years. So it's kind of nice, a lot of camaraderie.
This was the 63rd year the bowling alley has hosted the event. Well, Sunday, a Pittsburgh elementary school community came together for a carnival. KOAM Samantha Walker has more on how the event benefits a good cause.
We're having fun.
Meadowlark Elementary in Pittsburgh was filled with students, but they weren't there for class. Students and their families gathered together for the school's annual carnival. Attendees could play various games, win prizes, get face paint, or jump in a bounce house.
I'm very excited. I'm very happy to be here, experiencing in this, or being involved.
And volunteers from across the community came to help support, including local football players and students from other schools.
It's exciting to see the support that the school has from the community and the people who donated items for the silent auction, and just having that for the school.
Attendees could bid on various silent auction items. Organizers say the proceeds from the auctions and carnival go to a very special cause.
We have just ordered a book vending machine, and that is something we've been raising money for the last 2 years. And so the money from Carnival is going to help fill that with books for students to earn through showing positive behaviors and different skills and things within the school building.
For students and their families, the carnival is a way for them to help bond in a place they go to every day.
It brings in the families into the school where they don't normally get to be a part of, and it just bridges that gap between school and home.
And for some, it's just a place to have fun with their loved ones. One student described the carnival as a water slide because...
Maybe because how fun it is.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Organizers say if you are interested in helping sponsor the upcoming book vending machine, you can call Meadowlark's front office to learn more. Now to look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes coming up on the KOAM Morning News. The IRS is sending a strong reminder that meeting your tax deadlines is crucial. Plus, growing calls over the weekend for more to be done to secure the release of the remaining Israeli hostages. And Chris Warner returns with another look at your Monday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
This spring, don't pay for your AC tune-up. At Paschal, AC tune-ups are included in your membership. Memberships start at only ship now at gopaschal.com.
Topping Nation Watch this morning. Mark your calendar. Time is closing in for you to file your 2023 taxes. The IRS is sending a strong reminder that meeting your tax deadlines is crucial. This year, you have until April 15th to file your return. If you owe and fail to file by the due date, the IRS will issue a 5% penalty for each month you're late. And if you file an extension by April 15th, you will have until October 15th to file your taxes. can still be able to send your return to the IRS electronically or by mail. If you're paying taxes, quarterly payments are also due on April 15th and June 17th through September 16th and January 15th of next year. Some scary moments aboard a Southwest airline jet on Sunday. A plane that left Denver's International Airport for Houston had to make an emergency landing back in Denver after an engine cover fell off during takeoff. The cover struck part of the plane's wing. FlightAware says the plane returned safely to Denver about 35 minutes after it took off, and no one was hurt. Passengers were put on a different jet and flown to Houston. The Federal Aviation Administration is investigating the incident. Growing calls over the weekend for more to be done to secure the release of the remaining Israeli hostages, those people being held by Palestinian militants as the war between Israel and Hamas has entered its 6th month. The Prime Minister of Israel says the country is, quote, one step closer to victory as Israeli ground troops moved out of southern Gaza over the weekend. More than 33,000 Palestinians have been killed since the war began, according to the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry. CBS News' correspondent Naomi Ruckham has more from New York.
Over the weekend, the grief-stricken families of some of the roughly 1,200 Israelis killed by Hamas on October 7th gathered to mark 6 months since the horrific attacks.
We're missing them badly, and it's really difficult.
Around the U.S. and in Tel Aviv, protesters took to the streets to demand a deal to release the remaining Israeli hostages taken by the militants that day.
We want our people back.
Frustration is also growing over Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's handling of the conflict. Yesterday, Netanyahu said his country is one step away from victory. Israeli troops began reducing their numbers in Gaza over the weekend, though officials there say it's an evolution of the war effort and not a withdrawal.
The indications that we've been getting from them this morning is this is really largely rest and refit for troops.
The troop drawdown has prompted some of the displaced to return home for the first time. More humanitarian aid trucks traveled into the region Sunday, a move promised by Israel days after its defense forces mistakenly launched a strike that killed 7 World Central Kitchen aid workers. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
The Biden administration is facing pressure from both parties in Congress over its handling of Israel. Some prominent Democrats, including former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, have sent a letter to the White House urging it to do its own probe of the World Central Kitchen strike and to reconsider sending weapons to Israel. Meanwhile, Republicans are expected to bring up a resolution criticizing the president's call for an immediate ceasefire during his phone conversation with Israel's prime minister last week. That's a look at some of today's top national stories. Now here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got ourselves clouds beginning to roll in for some of us, and we're going to continue to see these clouds increase across the area. Otherwise, we are dry for the time being, but we have shower chances late this evening. Our camera 7th and range line looking good, except you can kind of see where there's breaks in light, so the clouds again increasing out there. And we're going to start to be mostly cloudy as we head into the afternoon, but warm, highs in the upper 70s. Well, another full look at your forecast, including what we're expecting for the eclipse, coming up.
Pittsburgh's Meals on Wheels, delivering love one meal at a time.
Have you ever visited a Cracker Barrel Old Country store and wanted some of those unique items on the walls? In Mount Juliet, Tennessee, one Cracker Barrel location held an antique sale that sold out in just 30 minutes on Friday. Chris Davis has more from shoppers who came from all around.
Norman Rockwell's, yeah.
You never know who.
I don't know any of these people, but don't you think that's interesting?
Or what you might find.
I guess this is a popcorn pop.
At an antique sale.
Oh, what is that thing?
But believe it or not, the unique part of this event isn't what's for sale.
I don't have anywhere to hang it, but that is kind of neat.
It's where.
Have a decor front porch sale here at Mount Juliet.
The Cracker Barrel in Mount Juliet is getting a facelift, inside and out. And just like when the rest of us renovate, Cracker Barrel decided it was time.
We can get rid of a few pieces that we're no longer using.
For an old-fashioned yard sale.
We had around 600 to 700 pieces.
Only in less than 30 minutes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
They were pretty much sold out.
7 left.
We missed the first sale this morning completely.
Luckily for Joe Stewart,
pull all the way down as far as you can go.
These decor items hardly scrape the bottom of their barrel.
We're going to try to find some more decor at our warehouse so we can come back and sell some more.
His guys barely had the restocked options off the truck.
Hey, an outboard motor.
Before all the eccentric antiquers return.
I'm guarding the pile while he goes and finds the treasures. That's kind of the strategy today, I guess.
Rhonda Winton drove all the way from Coffee County.
It's an old picture word puzzle.
Hoping to find fun trinkets.
That's unusual.
Instead, she got a flood.
We do sledding a little bit.
Of fond memories.
My daddy ran a logging business when I was a little girl. It just kind of brought back some nostalgia.
That
$5.
And she loves a good haggle.
How about 3?
3?
Yeah, we bought all that other stuff.
Oh, you're breaking me here. All right, 3.
Okay, thank you.
The irony being, this sale started because Cracker Barrel didn't have enough space.
We may have to buy a rope and put it on the luggage rack.
Something now Rhonda can relate to.
The other thing is the car's a straight shift, so we got to be able to get to the gears.
This is the first time Cracker Barrel has ever sold off their antique items like this, and Stewart says they may consider doing it again when future stores remodel. Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got ourselves a mostly cloudy day out there. Not too bad to start, but those clouds will be rolling in. We'll have another look at your forecast when we come back.
Now playing at Sight and Sound Theaters in Branson, Missouri.
KOAM is sponsored by Integris Health with hospitals in Miami and Grove. Integris Health, partnering with people to live healthier lives.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. 6:23 now on this Monday morning. So we have our partial solar eclipse this afternoon. So again, here's where the path of totality is, off to our south and to our east. And we are looking at about 95% of coverage out there. It'll begin at about 12:34 this afternoon and reach its peak at about 1:52. Now we're going to be mostly cloudy out there. So we'll notice it get dark. Our viewing just won't be that great of the eclipse. However, despite the clouds, you still need to make sure you're wearing those eclipse glasses because they will not protect you from the UV rays that will be generated by this. By this afternoon, though, the eclipse wraps up by about 3:10 this afternoon out there. And as mentioned, we are looking at mostly cloudy skies across the entire region once we reach that peak out there. And we could still see partly to mostly cloudy skies along the path of totality. So it may not be great viewing for that zone either, but they'll still notice it get markedly darker off to our south and east. For the rest of us today, again, mostly cloudy skies out there, warm temperatures into the upper 70s. As we go overnight tonight, we're going to start to see a few scattered showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms late tonight into tomorrow morning. And then we're going to clear out, maybe an isolated shower or two. And by clear out, I mean it'll stop raining. We'll be mostly cloudy through our Tuesday, and then we'll see showers return late Tuesday, and we'll see additional shower chances as we go through our Wednesday across the area as well. Right now in Joplin, it is partly cloudy. There's a few clouds here and there. 45. Feels like 45, wind out of the north at about 3. Temperatures around the region, upper 30s and then low to mid 40s for most of us across the area. So it's chilly, but could be a lot worse as we get our Monday underway. Heading through the morning, we're going to again be mostly cloudy. Those clouds will continue to increase across the area, and we'll go about 66 by 11 o'clock this morning. As mentioned, it's a warm day though. Highs looking to be mid upper 70s across the area, and we'll have southwest winds occasionally gusting upwards of about 25 miles an hour. Heading into the evening, mostly cloudy through the evening, mild overnight, low to mid 50s. And then as mentioned, we could start to see a few showers, maybe a rumble of thunder or two after midnight tonight. The good news is at this point, no severe weather expected, but again, maybe just a thunderstorm or two. We'll have the morning showers and maybe a rumble of thunder on Tuesday. Mostly cloudy in between. More showers in the evening. Will be about 70. Scattered showers throughout the day on our Wednesday. Mid-60s. Mid-60s Thursday. Breezy. That's bringing in much warmer air heading into the weekend. Upper 70s, low 80s. And we'll stay in the upper 70s by next week with some additional shower and thunderstorm chances by next Monday and Wednesday. That's Check Your Forecast. Now we're going to send it over to Elise with Health Watch.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, new research in Korea finds exposure to secondhand smoke, even small amounts, is linked to a greater risk of heart rhythm disorder. Health experts say people should avoid smoky places, and they are calling on policymakers to further curb smoking in public areas. A new oral vaccine could be a potential alternative to antibiotics for people battling urinary tract infections. A new study at the Royal Berkshire Hospital in the UK finds UTIs can be prevented for up to 9 years in more than half the people given an oral spray-based vaccine. And a simple blood test every 5 years is sufficient to screen low-risk men for prostate cancer. That's according to a new German study presented at the European Association of Urology Congress. Researchers say even longer screening intervals, up to 10 years, may one day be possible for low-risk individuals. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back.
In the heart of Grove, Oklahoma.
Need we say more? Sonic Garlic Butter Bacon Cheeseburger.
Right now at 6:30, people had the opportunity to learn more about potential jobs in public safety in Joplin.
And we've got ourselves a decent start to the day. However, we're looking at clouds increasing. We'll take a look at the forecast to get you out the door and that eclipse forecast coming up.
As April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and the Children's Advocacy Center is spreading awareness with a Go Blue SEK event.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:29. I'm Elise Noe.
I'm Chris Warner. It's a Monday in the 4 states. It's an eclipse Monday.
Exciting.
It's very exciting. And even though we're going to have some clouds, it's still, you're going to notice it get darker outside because the eclipse is still going to happen on the other side of the clouds.
Still an experience nonetheless.
Absolutely. However, we do want to remind folks that just because it's cloudy, you still need to wear those eclipse glasses because those UV rays can still get through. It can still be dangerous to look at. I know it sounds crazy, but it is a fact.
I believe it, and I will be wearing my glasses, and I hope you will be wearing them as well.
Absolutely, and I hope you're wearing them when you come and join us downtown Joplin today for our celebration in partnership with the Creative Learning Alliance. A reminder, Main Street will be closed for this between 3rd and 4th Street, and we'll be there live at noon today. Let's get a look at the forecast and what we're looking at for the eclipse as well. Right now, it is 45 in Joplin, 42 in Pittsburgh. We're still sitting kind of partly cloudy out there, but those clouds will continue to increase across the area. Temperatures on the chilly side, but could be a lot worse. We've got low 40s, upper 30s, and even now low 50s in Monette, sitting at 51 degrees out there. So a pretty good spread of temperatures across the area. So again, chilly, but could be a lot worse. In terms of the eclipse, here's what we're looking at. The path of totality, of course, down to our south and east, and we'll have about 95% coverage here in our area with that eclipse beginning at 12:34 and the maximum 95% again happening about 1:52. So I apologize. I just lost every screen I have out here. So there we go. I couldn't see anything. I had my own eclipse just now of technology. So I don't know what just happened, but okay. Mostly cloudy skies. Abby, I'm sorry. I'll get through this very quickly now. We're back. Across the area, even partly to mostly cloudy skies in the path of totality. Kids getting on the bus today. 46, partly cloudy skies. Southeast breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. And 72 when the bus brings them home. Mostly cloudy. Southwest winds occasionally gusting upwards of 25. We're looking at highs today in the mid to upper 70s despite the cloud cover out there. And then we have shower chances increasing tonight into tomorrow and Wednesday. And we'll break it all down in your full forecast here in just a few more minutes, hopefully. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. 2 eclipses today. I mean, people at home, pretty lucky. Well, April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and the Children's Advocacy Center is spreading awareness with a Go Blue SEK event. The purpose of the event was for the community to learn more about how to support prevention efforts. It also included bounce houses, obstacle courses, barrel train, and much more.
Well, again, I think it's important that, God forbid anybody needs the services available here in the region, especially with child abuse. It's important to know that they are here, and there's like the Children's Advocacy Center is an amazing resource for victims of child abuse and their families.
The event was held at Lincoln Park in Pittsburgh. Well, Saturday, people had the opportunity to learn more about potential jobs in public safety. The city of Joplin hosted an expo at the Joplin Public Safety Training Center. Attendees could learn more about job opportunities in a variety of fields, including police, dispatch, fire, and EMS. The expo gave potential candidates the chance to speak with public safety groups one-on-one and see live demonstrations of different jobs.
What we're trying to do is put everybody together to where anybody that's interested in a career in public safety can come out here, have one-on-one conversations. They can look at all of our displays. They can have hands-on opportunities to just see what every agency does and dig a little bit deeper into their interest in public safety.
Public safety officials at the event say that they hope to continue holding expos like this in the future to help reach more people. Well, fans got a chance to watch some friendly games of baseball at Will Norton's Miracle Field in Joplin. Saturday was the season opener for the Miracle League of Joplin, an organization that helps provide an opportunity for those with disabilities to play a sport. Organizers say they have more participants signed up than ever before.
It actually feels like really nice, having them help compete and have fun and just be an athlete, it just feels amazing.
The Miracle League of Joplin has teams for both children and adults. This season games will run through May. The solar eclipse is today, and the Creative Learning Alliance celebrated over the weekend. The event kicked off Saturday with an opening reception. Saturday, attendees were able to watch a production of how the eclipse affects animals and checked out various education stations, including making eclipse art, mood headbands, and UV bead bracelets.
I think it means a lot of things for the community. It's a chance to learn something while you're having fun, and it's something that's for us. It's for our region. It's for our hometowns, and it's going to be a place to learn and to grow and to be together in the community.
Celebrations continue today with presentations from the Joplin Public Library and a viewing party during the eclipse, and of course we will be live there at noon. Prom season is here, and a local nonprofit is helping students find the perfect dress. The event Saturday, hosted by Dream Center of the 4 states, provided students with more than 40 dresses to choose from. Organizers say the event aims to ensure all students feel confident and glamorous for prom.
There are girls and even boys that can't afford to do these things, and it's okay to not be able to afford those things. It's not shameful, and the community will not look down on you. They should help build you up and make you feel as beautiful as possible, and most important on important occasions.
Saturday's event began at 10 in the morning and wrapped up around 2. Now to look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Elon Musk says he'll challenge an order by a Supreme Court judge who ordered his company X to block some accounts. And we have a warm and mostly cloudy day today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Now at GoPaschal.com.
In Consumer Watch this morning, President Joe Biden was in Baltimore Friday for a first-hand look at the collapsed Francis Scott Key Bridge. It was destroyed March 26th after the Singaporean container ship Dolly slammed into it, killing 2 people and leaving 4 others missing and presumed dead. The president's previous vow to use federal funds to fully pay bridge reconstruction is sparking growing partisan backlash. Laura Arguri brings us more.
It's my intention that federal government will pay for the entire cost of reconstructing that bridge.
a presidential commitment that's touched off growing partisan backlash over who should foot the bill to rebuild Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge, a vital American seaport in the global supply chain. The president is in Baltimore Friday, getting an aerial first-hand look at the destruction and enormous salvage efforts in motion. He said this in the hours after the deadly collision took place.
I've directed my team to move heaven and earth to reopen the port and rebuild the bridge as soon as humanly possible.
The full price tag of such a mammoth recovery and rebuilding operation is still not fully known. A team of government agencies is working to assess that daunting total. The Department of Transportation has already released $60 million to Maryland from an emergency relief fund. But the Transportation Secretary also had this to say last week.
To be clear, if any private party is responsible for and accountable for this, then they will be held accountable.
A statement some GOP lawmakers are seizing on. In a post on X Friday, the House Freedom Caucus demanded that the Biden administration seek maximum liability from any foreign shipping companies responsible up front before any more supplemental federal funds are given. Wherever the funding comes from, many on Capitol Hill do agree the port must open as soon as possible.
It is a critical economic hub. We've got to get this up and running.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Procter & Gamble is recalling more than 8 million units of Tide, Gain, Ace, and Ariel detergent pods because the outer packaging can split, posing a risk of skin and eye injuries. The pods also present an increased danger to small children and vulnerable populations who could potentially ingest the product. The recall impacts packages manufactured between September 2023 and February 2024. The Consumer Product Safety Commission is urging anyone with the recalled products to secure them away from children and to contact Procter & Gamble for a full refund. Elon Musk says he'll challenge an order by a Supreme Court judge in Brazil who ordered his company X, formerly known as Twitter, to block some accounts. In a post on X, Musk accused the judge of violating Brazil's constitution, and he called for him to resign or be impeached. The judge has been involved in efforts to crack down on misinformation in Brazil, and he has threatened to impose heavy fines for any reactivation of the accounts in question. And someone in Oregon is $1.3 billion richer. A single winning ticket matching all 6 Powerball numbers was sold in Oregon after 40 consecutive drawings with no big winner. The cash value of Saturday's winning jackpot is $621 million, according to Powerball. Plenty of analysts try to predict when the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates. They usually say around June or July, but what if cuts don't happen this year at all? A man with some influence over the Fed is floating the possibility. He has investors worried, as Amy Kiley reports.
Despite the usual closing bell cheers, many investors seem nervous. They hear talk of the Federal Reserve Board possibly not cutting rates this year. Key among those talking is Minneapolis Federal Reserve Bank President Neil Kashkari. He says cuts are still on the table, but
if we continue to see strong job growth, if we continue to see strong consumer spending and strong GDP growth, then that raises a question in my mind. Well, why would we cut rates? Maybe the dynamics that we have right now are actually sustainable.
Kashkari has a voice and some years a vote on a panel that influences the Fed board. It's called the Federal Open Market Committee. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says most of its members are more optimistic.
If the economy evolves broadly as we expect, most FOMC participants see it as likely to be appropriate to begin lowering the policy rate at some point this year.
But Powell's not promising a rate cut this year. He says the overall inflation trend is good, but recent reports are not.
On inflation, it is too soon to say whether the recent readings represent more than just a bump. We do not expect that it will be appropriate to lower our policy rate until we have greater confidence.
One of those bumps is oil prices hitting a 5-month high yesterday.
Both of those things together certainly delivered a pretty good 1-2 punch for markets.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
And that's it for Consumer Watch. Now here's Chris with another look at your forecast.
Yeah, we're going to start with a quick look outside at temperatures right now sitting at 45 in Joplin, 41 in Pittsburgh. We don't have that many clouds as of yet, but clouds will continue to increase as we go through the morning hours out there. Temperatures for the most part into the low to mid 40s. We do have some upper 30s. We also have some upper 40s and low 50s across the area, so chilly, but not too bad. And in terms of that eclipse, again, we're looking at the path of totality off to our south and east, and we're going to have about 95% coverage here. Unfortunately, we're also looking at mostly cloudy skies across the area by the time we reach that maximum totality coverage out there. So not great viewing, but we will, of course, notice it get darker. Kids getting on the bus, 46, partly cloudy, southeast breeze 5 to 10. When that bus brings them home, 72, mostly cloudy, southwest breeze occasionally gusting upwards of 25. We'll have another full look at your forecast here in just a moment. It's also about time to celebrate birthdays and anniversaries. Those are coming up after the break. But first, let's see what's happening on CBS Mornings.
I'm Tony DeCopel. Coming up on CBS Mornings, a road trip like you've never seen before. I'm in Indianapolis leading our team coverage of the solar eclipse, and we'll be joined live by Bill Nye, the science guy. Gayle King, meanwhile, is in Austin, Texas, and she was at last night's CMT Music Awards. She'll be joined live by Jelly Roll. And Nate Burleson has made his way to Phoenix, Arizona for the NCAA Men's Championship between top-seeded Connecticut and Purdue. That's coming up on CBS Mornings.
Time for some Monday birthdays here in the 4 states, and we're going to start with Natalie Murphy, who's celebrating birthday number 3 today. Happy birthday.
And a happy 5th birthday to Marjorie Falk from Pittsburgh.
And also in Pittsburgh, Anna Dean celebrating birthday number 20. Says here she plays volleyball for Pitt State.
And over in Parsons, Kansas, a happy 24th birthday to Kristen Carpenter.
And we've got Lindsay Lee Tuba celebrating birthday number 33. Happy birthday.
And a happy birthday to Susan Buchanan in Jasper, who's celebrating birthday number 74.
And over in Nevada, Robert Cox celebrating birthday number 83 with happy birthday love coming from the family.
And a happy birthday to Hunter Alters in Franklin, Kansas.
And in West Mineral, Kim Likert celebrating another year wiser. Happy birthday, Kim.
And continuing our birthday list with Julia Dooley from Webb City. Happy birthday, Julia.
And Terry Faylis Cochran celebrating a birthday today. Very happy birthday to you. And not a bad birthday and anniversary list. And of course, one that will be remembered by some of these folks with the eclipse today.
Absolutely.
And if you'd like to celebrate with us, Elise, what should they do?
Go ahead and submit your birthdays and anniversaries to birthdays@KOAMnewsnow.com. Be sure to meet the deadline at the bottom of your screen as well.
All right, let's talk about that solar eclipse one more time. We're going to go a little more into detail here on what we're expecting in terms of where the path of totality is going to be. And of course, that's going to be off to our south and east across the area. We, again, here in our region are looking about 95%. Now, that's still, not to be silly, but seriously, it's night and day different. We're still going to get some daylight out there. Of course, if you're in that totality zone, it's going to be almost like night for a little bit as this eclipse takes place. So here in our area, it will begin about 12:34 and reach that 95% at about 1:52, but we'll still get a little daylight out there, and that partial eclipse will come to an end at about 3:10 this afternoon. Now, it's expected to be mostly cloudy across the area by eclipse time, but despite the clouds, you still have to take appropriate precautions to protect your eyes. You still need to wear those eclipse glasses out there. The clouds will not provide adequate protection. And even in the path of totality, partly to mostly cloudy skies are a possibility down there. So not going to be the greatest viewing of this partial eclipse, but we will, of course, notice it get quite darker out there. And of course, don't forget, we've got our celebration with the Creative Learning Alliance at the Old Library, downtown Joplin, 3rd and 4th Street. Between 3rd and 4th Street, Main Street will be closed. closed for this celebration. So despite the clouds, still a lot of fun going on. We'll be live out there today at noon. For the rest of us today, though, again, mostly cloudy skies out there. Warm, though. Temperatures for the most part mid-upper 70s as we go overnight. So after midnight and into tomorrow morning, could see a few scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two. No severe weather expected, but a rumble of thunder or two will be possible. A couple of stray showers by the afternoon. Otherwise, we're mostly cloudy and dry through most of our Tuesday, and we'll see shower chances return late Tuesday and into our Wednesday across the area as well. Here's a look outside, 7th and Range Line. We've got a great view of that sunrise. A few clouds now, but those clouds again will increase. We're at 45 in Joplin with that north breeze around 3. Temperatures around the region for the most part in the 40s. We do have some upper 30s out there. We even have some low 50s. Monette, for example, there sitting at 51 degrees. And as we get our day started, mostly cloudy skies. Will be about 66 by 11 o'clock this morning. So again, unfortunately, the cloud's going to kind of block that view a bit, but regardless, the eclipse still taking place above those clouds, and it will get a little bit darker this afternoon. Well, coming up when the KOAM Morning News switches over to Fox 14, a Utah woman makes a trip back to her hometown for a special homecoming for her 100th birthday. That story and a lot more, but only if you join us at 7 a.m. on Fox 14.
Hi, it's Tommy.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Kansas lawmakers passed a bill to cut taxes for residents by more than $1.5 billion over the next 3 years, but it might not make it to becoming a law. Governor Laura Kelly has indicated she will veto the measure, and it's not clear if lawmakers have the votes to override the veto. The main point of contention is a change to the tax bracket system from 3 to 1. The Central Oklahoma Habitat for Humanity broke ground on its largest affordable housing project. The neighborhood of Cornerstone Creek will be the site of more than 400 affordable homes. The site includes 160 acres that will transform into the homes throughout the next 8 years. And millions of Americans are expected to travel to see the total solar eclipse today. AAA recommends drivers don't try and watch the eclipse while driving. Have your headlights on and don't wear your eclipse glasses while driving. And watch out for animals. The FAA is warning travelers to expect long lines and possible delays at airports. And that's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
And we're expecting mostly cloudy skies for that eclipse, which will reach its peak at about 1:52 this afternoon. It'll be warm, though, upper 70s out there, and southwest winds occasionally gusting to 25. Mostly cloudy through the evening and mild overnight into the 50s for our lows, with some scattered showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms out there, but again, no severe weather expected. More showers in the morning tomorrow, and then again in the evening, and then more showers on Wednesday, a little cooler. Then we get breezy and warmer into the low 80s by Sunday, with more storm chances next week, hanging out in the upper 70s.
Certainly not a bad week temperature-wise.
No, not at all.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, coming up today at noon, we're making crisp cucumber salad in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
And your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings. Next on CBS Mornings, Tony DeCopel is at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway leading the team coverage of the solar eclipse. We'll have reports all along the path of totality. Plus, he'll be talking with Bill Nye, the Science Guy.
There you go. Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, we'll see how a Minnesota teen is making history in the chess world.
Plus, Nancy Corley from the Carthage Humane Society joins us in the studio to talk about their Stray Getty fundraiser.
Ooh,
lots of interesting stuff coming
absolutely.
up. However, that is going to wrap it up for us for now. We will be back here tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
Absolutely. And we'll see you today at noon.
And unfiltered.